Today you're going to be solving quadrilateral area equations. So you'll be using the area of quadrilateral equation and substituting in the information that's given to you in a word problem in order to find a missing value. We've done several of these types of problems already using different formulas. Remember, you will be turning in your work. I will need to see your formula line, your substitution line, your solution line. You're probably going to need to do some doodle work off to the side as well, because a lot of these are going to involve decimals, which are going to cause you to have to do some extra work. Let's look at this first problem. A garden in the shape of a trapezoid has an area of 44.4 square meters. So I'm going to draw that trapezoid just to make sure that I keep my mind straight. It says that the area is 44.4, so all this space inside is 44.4. One base is 4.3, and I'm going to make it the shorter one, and the other base is 10.5. All of these units are meters, by the way. The height is the width of the garden, and they want to know how wide the garden is, or what the height of the garden is. So the formula that we use is that area equals 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times height. The area we know is 44.4, and that's 1/2 of 4.3 plus 10.5, all times the height. Order of operations tells us that the first thing that we're going to do is add what is inside of those parentheses. That has not changed, even though we're kind of working backwards and solving for the height. 4.3 plus 10.5 is 14.8, and it's still times height. I'm going to go ahead and figure out 1/2 of 14.8. So my 44.4 stays the same. Half of 14.8 would be 7.4 times height. And then this looks just like equations that we've solved previously. I'm going to divide both sides of my equation by 7.4 in order to isolate that variable, to get that h all by itself. So then 44.4 divided by 7.4, remember that if you need to do doodle work, if you cannot work something out in your head, then you need to do that work off to the side. That's going to help if you make a mistake. We can figure out what went wrong. This is one that I would expect we need doodle work for. And I know I'm going to use estimation kind of as a guide. I'm going to look at these first two numbers. I'm dividing by like a 7. So 42 is pretty close to 44, which would be times 6. And then when I think about it in my head, I know that 6 times 74 would be 444. So my height is going to be 6 meters. On formative, you will just be typing in the number, but on your paper, I will be looking to see that you have labeled these. It's not squared because it's not the area. It's just the length of the height. So it is simply straight up meters. The cross section of a water bin is shaped like a trapezoid. So here's our trapezoid. The bases of the trapezoid are 18 feet and 8 feet. So then this would be 8, this would be 18. It has an area of 52 square feet. What is the height? So again, we're solving for the height. Most of the time with the trapezoid equations, you will be solving for height. Although sometimes it's going to ask you things like, how many cans of paint does it take to cover the shape of something that is a trapezoid? Or how many trapezoid faces could you paint if you had so many gallons of paint? Those types of things. Our formula, area equals 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times height. Then the area of this little trapezoid is 52. So 52 equals 1/2. Base 1 is 18, base 2 is 8, and then we have our height. Order of operations tells me that I need to go ahead and add those together first. 18 plus 8 is 26. Next thing I'm going to do is find half of that 26, which happens to be 13. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 13. And 52 divided by 13 is 4. So the height will be 4 feet.